betwixt the raising of the undying emperor and the great planar war that shook the heavens, there was an age of contradiction, where cannons won kingdoms and muskets kept the peace. A brave few won the hearts of the conquered and conquerors alike. Of these we speak of the decline of the great kingdoms and cultures under the heel of empire. Of those we speak of gladiators and the untold thousands that worshipped them.
Of this, an age of glory.
Where kings would be slaves and a gladiator would be king.
Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus campaign, season 4, episode 20. I'm your DM and host Marty. DM and host Marty, joined by Ahmed and Mark. Hot mics. Welcome back to North America, Ahmed. I was gonna say Canada, but I'm like, I'm not in Canada, so screw that place.
Thank you. It is much more. You can breathe the air here without having to get tired. It's not like and there's just water in your lungs from the
breathing the air without getting tired. Okay, just because of the extreme heat of the air?
Humidity and
okay.
It's just tiring. You're like, oh, that's fucking exhausting. And it's not appropriate to mention what happened to me on the plane multiple times. And in every like 30 minutes, what happened to me with bowel movements?
Every 30 minutes is a very frequent.
For 4 days.
Oh God! Too many of those little pizzas. Like that was too many.
Yeah. Something went wrong.
One of the pizzas had botulism as a.
The last piece.
Exactly.
I could just picture you now, like yelling out to the bathroom door, "Honey, you have to go to the store and get some toilet paper, the kind with the lotion, the soft kind. I can't do this anymore."
Oh, I was smart. I bought baby wipes before I freaking left. So let's change the subject.
All right. Welcome back to North America.
Thanks.
And your baby wipes. Because you're too.
That's your new nickname. That's your new nickname.
Five wipes left.
Ahmed Baby Wipes.
Baby wipes. Oh, yeah.
Baby wipes. All right, baby wipes.
Cleans up. It's soft and sticky.
Oh, weird. Okay, Mark. What have you been up to, man?
Not much. I worked a couple extra shifts this week. Yeah, I'll have a 60-hour week this week, so nice paycheck soon.
Nice. It's a kitty. The kitty or the dog? Oh, it's the cat.
It's the cat.
Okay. She's like, I want the smell of your dinner on me. Funny. Apparently, I know why old people are cranky. Because I like
every 30 minutes
slipped it. Exactly, I slipped a disc in my back, sleeping on my couch wrong. So I've got a sectional, and the sectional separated halfway through the night, and my hips kind of like, I sleep on the side, right? So my hips were kind of like kinked in the little section. I woke up. What was it? Monday morning. I'm like, this is not good.
So that's like sleeping on an air mattress.
Yeah.
And waking up to it deflated.
Deflated. It's like, oh god. It's deflated, but your spine is all crooked. It's like your feet and your head are still in the inflated part. Is it just?
And wondering,
So
if I'm in this much pain, how did I not wake up?
So I feel better today than I did in the last couple days. Torque, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Let us know if you have any questions. We're just doing the pregame.
It was the wipes that got him to follow.
It was the wipe
I
story.
The wipe story.
I see.
I don't know
awesome.
where that came from.
Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Last game was a really busy game as the party of the Doomsday characters, as we call them, traveled to the Protectorate of the Twin Mountains, and you didn't expect to find such a strange and wonderful civilization there. The party meets a friendly ambassador, Wyax, who brings them to the court of the Thane, much to the dismay of the Master of Ceremonies of the Protectorate of Twin Mountains. It is an inauspicious time for elves. They are not supposed to come here at this time of the year. Apparently, him reading in his ceremony book, it did not say time for the elven delegation, and he was really off-put. Zeta presents a kingly gift to the Thane, which was, you found out, part of a set that might be part of a thing called the Crown of the Wild Hunt. And the Thane had mentioned that he's missing only a single gem from that crown.
Anybody else guessing that putting them all together makes you more powerful?
Yeah.
Like Voltron?
Yeah. Yes, you guys have discovered quite a few artifacts in this local area. In their search for the hoard of the Heart of Gold, they discovered that the great dragon, the great gold dragon, had been somnolent for a long time, and that his hoard had been divided into 3 by the goodly subjects of the Protectorate. As entertainment for the Thane, Murgovane and Cade do battle with the mighty fell beast Old Thess in the Hall of Proving, thus earning the respect of the Thane. So much so that the Thane thinks now he can press Cade into his service.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. I think it's like the motto of every D&D game. We'll see how that goes. Murgovane, which I fucking wrote out as Mulgrimir, I shit you not, when I was typing this. I'm like, wait a minute, it's Murgovane. It's because it starts with an M, it has a G in it, and it has the same number of syllables. That is why I keep on making that mistake. So Murgovane speaks with stones to try to find the whereabouts of Grinthark's mithril sarcophagus, and you believe you've narrowed down where it is. Hey Fox, how's it going? Zira finds the handiwork of goldsmiths who are in a competition, and realizes that they do have still some sort of art, even though if it's extremely planned. You came across one artist sculpture that you thought you maybe put something into it and then locate object, and like there was a plan there that I think Zira is going to enact. Zeta speaks with a fearful paladin, the general of the Protectorate's armed forces. She also befriends a young priestess of the Heart of Gold. And then I think you guys all gathered back up in your embassy suite, deep within the dwarven fortress city of Aryamar, and I think you're going to hatch your next move, your next plan.
Yeah.
Zira comes back. Grizaak, Widget, Murgovane, Cade, and Renee are all there. Am I missing anyone? Yes, Zeta. There we go. And you're left to your own devices inside the quarters that have been provided for you. Now, let's just glance at the timeline, because you guys have spent... Oh, you guys spent a significant amount of time in that library researching.
Yeah. Oh, we spent a week there.
Yeah.
Days or so.
Yep. So I'm just going to go to the roster and schedule for the adventurers / gladiator Ludus folks, and yeah, we're in the 50th week of the of the year, which is the 5th last week of the season. And you guys had spent a full week at Ymeri. Cade and Murgovane had a fight, which I added to the sheet, and now you're basically spending a second week. You're in your second week at Ymeri.
This isn't.
Meanwhile, going on, if you want to compare to the other timelines, Arlen and company are in the a different part of the world, and they are currently breaking into. They're about to break into the tomb of Tularseft.
Okay, so.
And then if we go back to, which we have to go back in time for the conclave. The conclave are 4 weeks into their war with their underworld war, or whatever it is that they're going to do.
at least they'll have time to catch up in XP, I guess.
And there's Damien's pirate's brother.
Yeah, you might go and hunt down the pirates during that time, depending on how quickly.
Oh, you woke up a god? Well, fuck you. So did we.
Right. So speaking of which, what is the plan? So Zira comes back and says, "I found a bunch of artifacts that look like they're in competition. If I understand the rules correctly, the winner of the competition has their artifact added to the Hoard of the Gold Dragon, whereas the losers, well, their artifacts get melted down." "Yeah, so," says Widget, "we could put something in one of the artifacts. There are some likely candidates to win, and then we could try to locate it."
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
to what purpose, though? We know the orb is with the monk, and Murgovane has determined that Grinthok is in the vault.
why don't we just?
She says. Murgovane? How did you do that?
I spoke with the stones.
Oh, I'm also going to add a note to last game where Grizaak blasphemed against Obed High.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Enjoy that next shapeshift.
Grizaak doesn't see them as doesn't understand what a god is. He's just like, yeah, Obadiah.
You know that saying where ignorance is no excuse.
No, but that's just great. He's like, following him is bad. Oh, screw you, buddy.
Yep. And you kept on saying "screw you," and your holy symbol broke off your neck. Yeah, you still have your powers if you do find some way to channel them, or the powers don't require divine focus. You could still cast them. But
Yggdrasil is looking for followers.
Grizaak does kind of since the moment of his blasphemy, there has been a rumble in the sky.
Yeah, and you know what, Grizaak? So Marty, what is the reason that Grizaak can't just like teleport out of there, go up into the storm, chat with it for a while, and come back? The diplomat was just saying, "Oh, you're not allowed." And like, so.
You don't think I'm allowed? That's the Grizaak. You don't think I'm allowed? I think I'm allowed.
Grizaak was acting on good behavior because he screwed things up. The reason why these dwarves don't like adventurers was because several hundred years ago,
because of Grizaak.
Grizaak, Nibbles, and Grinthar came for a visit.
Here's a quick question.
Yeah.
In Twitch, where can you see the list of people in the chat?
There's a little doohickey.
I don't see it anymore.
Oh, did it go away? Weird.
I see the config, the chat settings, but I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore.
It's the little people, users in chat. I see it, and it's actually the first time I've ever pressed it.
Oh, it's top right now.
It's it's the two little people.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, right there.
Hey, can Grizaak messages God to convert him because the other Storm Priest probably won't do that unless you need to kill the Storm Priest to get your spells back. Yeah, he hasn't.
Done it.
He needs to take some sort of action to get his
Indeedly do.
to convert over to a new religion. The normal way of doing it is to have a cleric or something cast atonement upon you.
I am not telling you what to do, but the tree does not care what your attitude is.
Yeah, but the tree might turn you to wood, says Widget.
I already got wood.
Renee sighs. Oh, man. That's what he says.
Hey, man, chaotic is good. Chaotic is good. Chaotic neutral, but being good.
So, what are we going to do first? Are we going to go and get Grinthok, or are we going to go and see if we can find this orb?
Well, you could just get the orb, then go wake up the dragon, tell it to get Grinthok out.
I was sort of hoping, actually, something similar to that, hoping as a token of gratitude, perhaps we can have Grinthok back.
Or just fucking tell it to do it.
Well,
Yes, I'm not going to tell a god to do anything.
Grinthok's a thief, and there's, is it going to be really a god up there? I don't know, says Widget as he's smoking a cigar. Lots of people say lots of things are gods.
It depends who you define as a god.
Yes, this would be the
Guys call them
third.
guys.
This would be the third so-called dragon god.
Third?
Yeah, wouldn't it be 4 now? The shadow thing, the piss pool thing,
The shadow one, and Arlen's god, and
the one
this
hiding
one.
in the hole on the side of a mountain.
I'm seeing a trend here. This is Widget, who's obviously parroting what you were just saying.
Yeah.
And then the other one, golden arse. And then there's
He clearly grants spells, so there's some kind of divine connection.
not Stormy though. Pretty sure that's not a dragon.
Grinthok is in this area, right? Whereas the orb is up the mountain. Should we get Grinthok before we leave?
If we're gonna go fight, then it'd be better with Grinthok, but it's gonna cost us a fight to get Grinthok. That's not good.
Chances are, if we have a fight, it might be difficult. C'est très difficile to come back here to extradite
Not
him.
if we manage to wake a hopefully grateful dragon.
Now, do we need to be close to it? Is the diplomat here? Are we on conversation?
You are on our Ymeri map, and I just kind of isolated you guys. You can guys go try to find the diplomat if you wanted.
Yeah.
The ambassador.
Well, are we gonna? He says he wants to use the thing. Okay, then Cade's gonna speak up a little bit because I realize that Cade and Grizaak have similar voices. How close do we need to be to use that orb?
Close enough. It won't work from a mile away. At least not that I'm aware of.
Then we will need to.
Many of these artifacts, you must understand, are cloaked in legend and mystery, and much of it, what I know, is just hearsay.
So wait a second. You're not going to give it to the Silver Dragon? You're going to use it? Didn't he tell you not to use it?
No, he just asked that I would give it to him.
We just like, sure. Are you sure?
Unless this ambassador can find a way to get Grinthok released.
Hi, Torqued.
I panicked when I was doing Cade's accent and it stuck. I was like, similar to Grizaak. We're sticking with it.
You know what? I'm just as guilty as that because Phineas and Damien sound virtually identical. If it weren't for the fact that Damien cried all the time, you'd never know the difference. And Damien was such an asshole.
Damien's an asshole, so you can kind of tell by their mannerisms and the words they use. Yeah. All right. So what now? You want to go fetch the ambassador, or?
Let's go and discuss what
Yes,
he suggests is best.
We need to talk to the ambassador.
Okay.
Because we do not know what is required to get into that.
Widget goes and finds the ambassador. When the door opens, when they return, the owl Uro goes flying in and finds a peak on one of the bedposts. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the order of things. What do you mean? And he bows politely to Zeta and nods to the rest of you.
Well, we know where the orb is. We know where Grizaak is.
Ah. You managed to find that out without raising any alarms. Congratulations. The hoard of the miser is well defended.
The stones still wish to speak.
He nods slowly, pretending to know what you mean.
What he talks about. If we try to extract Grizaak from the hoard of the miser, we're going to raise alarms. It's going to be a fight. I don't know how difficult it will be to get out there. I can only assume it's dimensionally locked.
How? Indeed, there are spells and powers there to keep wizards and other thieves from teleporting in and leaving. How precise? Do you know which vault Grizaak is in?
I know exactly which vault he is in.
Ah, which means we know who owns that vault.
Do you know who owns that? I do not know or can he figure out based on what room he was sent to, what room it is? Like, is it
The stones told you basically how far.
J7?
The stones told you how far in and how far over Grizaak was resting.
Okay, so Mergovane explains where he was and then where Grizaak, or not Grizaak, Grizaak was.
Ah. I would be able to, from this description, I believe, figure out whether it is a public vault or a private one.
Well,
And if there is
used to house a prisoner, I would imagine it's public.
It depends. The miser's vault has been split probably many ways amongst the many servants who helped carry it and establish the vault itself. Much is still owned, however, by the hoard master of the miser's vault. It is likely his, but there could be a chance that this is a private collection now.
Hey, Torque, welcome to the stream.
Yeah. I was just explaining about the hero and villain points.
Ah, yeah.
So you can participate. You can suggest ideas while we're playing, and I mean we keep an eye on the chat to use them. Yes. So the villain points do. There's many times that our characters were almost dead, and then other players would jump in. Not players, chat members would jump in to try to save the.
Yeah, it's not going to be like an instant kill if you want to kill a character. It's going to be, okay, they have to re-roll a save again because such and such happened. So you have to kind of pick your moment when if you want to kill a character, you got
most vulnerable.
When they're most vulnerable and they have to make a save, then you got to be like, okay.
Give me all villain points. All right, so Torque has got a villain point, and Fox looks like you need one. I want to murder everyone.
Okay, you're gonna get along well with Nemi when he shows up.
Yeah. This looks like you have an ally already.
Entire stream. Oh yeah, it did.
Did it freeze? No, it's still good for me. Still good.
No, it went down for me.
I've got 0 dropped frames on my end.
I have
so.
a pure heart. That's
0,
why.
please. Okay.
Thank you, Fox. Can always rely on you. You're my boy, Blue.
And that's another thing to keep in mind if you're spending a villain point. There's nothing stopping another stream member from saying, no, I like that character, and they spend a hero point to nullify your villain point.
That happens.
Okay. Yax is
Yes.
if you'd like, I can go and find out who has that particular vault.
That would be most useful.
Perhaps then we could deal with him directly.
If that were possible, that would be wonderful.
Torque, you sound too much like Nemi.
Is there anyone you're fine with me killing? Yes.
Widget.
Today, that character's name is Widget.
There's a third part. There's a third. There's a third player with us. His name is Adam, and he has the other half of the other third of the characters that we're playing with today. Widget, yeah, he's one of Adam's characters. No, he's the lowest level character in our group, so we always joke that he's gonna die.
Like he doesn't even belong with this group.
He doesn't. He's with another group. He's just.
I think he's like 3 levels lower or something.
The reason he's here is because he can cast shadow magic. I think.
YX waits for a moment and then kind of bows out off to go find out who owns that particular vault. If you guys wait around, he says he'll be back in a few hours.
Yes, I'm gonna trust that the dragon can convince some dwarf to open his fucking vault.
Marty, are we allowed to go around in this castle?
They have not restricted your access by telling you that you're restricted. The places that are restricted access are pretty obvious by massive closed doors, wards, and like closed off hallways. But yeah, Zero was able to wander down, and she found the room with full of the golden statues that were part of that competition. So yeah, you can go wander around if you wanted.
The question that I'm kind of pushing towards is I want to get out of here. I want Grizaak to get out of here for like an hour or two.
Okay.
And I want to see if there's an easy way for him to come back into.
So
into the citadel itself, or into our room?
Oh, I could teleport into the room.
All right, so Grizaak goes and has a look, and about 10 minutes later, you find a room that has a window that leads to the outside.
Yeah, there we go.
And you can see the Twin Mountains. These are massive mountains. Picture 2 Everests next to each other. The castle is... The citadel of Ymeri is way down, kind of below the tree line. But it is along the slopes of one of the mountains, the easternmost, and you could see up towards the westernmost, and that seems to be where most of the storm is hovering above. The westernmost peak.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna teleport to side of the mountain. First, I'm gonna cast overland flight.
Okay.
Invisibility.
And you're gonna teleport to the peak of a mountain?
Side of a mountain, peak of a mountain, whatever. I'm just gonna as soon as I land, I'm gonna fly up.
No, I want to know how high up.
Okay, so take me to the highest peak, closest to the mountain, closest to the storm.
Okay. So, Grizaak, your ears pop, and it's hard to breathe. As you appear well above the tree line and into like the snow line. And
Grizaak has an item that lets him breathe. I will tell you the item. There's one. It's an iron stone, I believe. Give me a sec. This is a iron stone. Sustains the wear without air. The iridescent spindle.
Okay, so you feel the coldness and the thinness of the air, but your iron stone is definitely keeping you from being affected, and you appear very close to. And let me just expose that map to you guys and grab Grinthark. Or sorry,
I also have
Grizaak's.
Endure Elements on an item, so it's a fucking druid, man.
All right, so Grizaak appears on a snowy outcropping high up in the mountains, and you see this veritable, almost like a very elaborate,
Nice.
a very elaborate monastery / citadel, clinging to the highest peak in the land.
Nice. So where's Stormy?
The storm is all around you for several miles. And there is a cyclone of the storm that is coming down into the top of the monastery. Yeah, like a big funnel, if you want me to draw it.
Yeah, I get it. Like it's going to the top, like right here.
Yep. So let's say it's a big ass storm,
And that's where they said the
and
gold dragon
there's a
monk is half
a
dragon
funnel
monk.
of the storm that is kind of whipping. Let's see if I can do childy art.
No, it looks fine. It looks good. Well, that's some shit.
And it seems to be going into one of the buildings.
Hey, Stormy, what the fuck? He's just gonna fly. I'm gonna not fly towards it. I'm gonna fly straight up. And
When you said hey Stormy, there is a rumble from the storm, and Grizaak also notices that there's something happening weird with the stars in the part of the sky that you can see at the edges of the storms. It's almost like they're moving around with the storm.
Let's fly up.
Okay. Well, you've got your token. You can.
Oh, there we go. Oh yes. Sorry.
This might be dwarf fight day. Grizaak versus the Storm Priest. Cade versus the
Storm
The
buddy,
mythic
where
monk.
are you? Yeah. Look at you kicking it up. Boom. He's flying. So
Okay.
let's
The storm is mostly.
actually. No. Okay. I'm good. I was gonna do something, but I'm good. Go up.
The storm is unnatural, and it's throwing you around a little bit as you approach. Can you give me a fly check?
Give me one moment.
The fly check not to be blown back from the clouds and this magical storm is 30.
One sec. There's an ability that I have that I think will help me with this. Stormborn. That's the lightning. Okay, so at 9th, you treat wind effects as being 2 steps less severe and gain
Funny.
blind sense 60 feet against. That's blind sense. Against from natural or magical fog, mist, or weather effects.
Okay, so instead of hurricane like force, it's
So windstorm.
it's
would
like a
be
strong wind. Yep.
So it affects tiny. I have a table for it. It affects tiny creatures.
Got it. So you kind of your hair is getting blown around a little bit.
Ooh. Now that's what I call a breeze. Yeah.
Okay. Grizaak, you notice that there is something else in the storm with you.
Wow. Is it a friend or a foe? See, I think I can actually see. You treat a simple blind sense. I get blind sense 60 feet, but that's not what I'm looking for. I think there's an ability to actually see through. The thing that you're talking about is actually pretty large, I assume, right?
It looks kind of like at first you thought it was Sparky, but it looks more like a man.
Oh. Storm Druid? What form is it? Is it like flying like Superman, or is it?
It's just
Sitting on
it's just hovering in the storm, kind of in the opposite side where you entered.
Has it noticed me?
Yeah. When you moved in there and yelled, it did notice. And I just need to find a good token for this.
And why do I see Sparky? Has it got like lightning running through it or something?
Yeah, it's a being of smoke and lightning. It is wearing maybe weird gauntlets. It's hard to tell. Let me find a good token for this. And we're gonna call it the Living Lightning.
Okay.
What languages do you speak? Do you speak Orin?
No, I don't speak Orin. I speak Druid, Common, Dwarven, Elven, Goblin.
Okay. So there's a thing that sees you and it starts speaking to you in some elemental tongue. This crackle of lightning. The lightning seems to illuminate this being.
Okay.
This dude eating a drumstick? Yeah, Mark, game time for Mark is sugar time.
It is for many of us. So Sparky is the little statue form.
That's right.
I'll take him out and actually release Sparky from his little stone prison.
Let me just find Sparky. It's been a while. So Sparky is your
familiar.
Your lightning elemental familiar, and he's small, right?
Yes, he was tiny, now he's small.
Okay, Sparky is hanging on to you because I don't know if he has the same abilities to fly in this.
I haven't fucking upgraded Sparky in maybe 3 levels.
Sparky's excited to be in the storm, but he immediately says, "What's that?" And there are things in the storm, he says.
Are they friends or are they not friends? Can you translate what he's saying, buddy?
Sparky gives you a good zap. The zap means yes.
Yeah.
And let me do one from one elemental to you. Let's just check. Sparky knows Druidic, Common, Dwarven, Elven, and Goblin. No, that's Grizaak.
That's me.
Sparky. Where's Sparky?
He's the one right below. Excuse me.
Sparky speaks Orin. He begins to speak in sounds of wind that carry through the storm. It is one of the things about Orin and perhaps other elemental languages that they can be heard through natural phenomena, like a language of Earth being able to be heard through the Earth. Kind of makes sense. So they're able to converse through the storm. Sparky, immediately you get, even before he explains it to you, after they exchange some words, that this thing is not your friend.
Master, this thing is not a friend.
What is it?
It thinks that you are here to steal the voice's gift.
I mean, voices gift, what the fuck?
There is bottled storm in the monastery.
I just want to see. I don't care about that. What? Wait. Hold on. What's a bottle storm?
That's what he says, and he says it's his, not yours.
All right, you can take it. I don't care. Where's the storm, though? Where's Stormy?
That's where it is. The bottled storm is a gift from the voice in the storms.
There is a crack of lightning as somebody else appears on the scene.
All right, it's on. Fireballs for days, bitches.
He is riding a chariot of fire pulled by fiery horses.
Okay, nice. Very nice.
He is wearing awful headdress, and you recognize him as the storm priest that had been plaguing this region.
I remember that shit.
Let's find a token for a fiery chariot. It's all sorts of biblical fiery chariots.
Oh, storm fucker.
I believe in second ed it was called the Chariot of Sister. Oh, I spelled it wrong. And of course, that was pre-internet days when that was created, so there are no pictures of that. Let's go back to fiery chariot.
Oh, what's the range here? Like one square is 10.
No, one square is probably
50.
Yeah, it's 10. And I can expose more of the sky for you.
Yeah. Okay.
So he arrives on a fiery chariot. He kind of steps off the chariot though, and it sort of wisps away, and he simply is floating in the middle of this storm. Grizaak, he says, his voice carrying perfectly through the storm. It is time. Do you not hear the voice in the storm calling me?
It's calling you a fucking idiot. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here, bitch.
No, the voice in the storm told me to wait. There is only one he will bestow his gifts to today, and it will be me.
I got my gift for you right here.
Grizaak is casting a spell.
All right. It looks like that,
Actually, how much time has it been? Because I cast invisibility on myself before I teleported. Am I still invisible? And are they seeing me?
the storm seems to be abating, and something is causing the storm to flicker and lose some of its power. And you hear a draconic roar coming from the temple itself below.
We probably gotta go.
What is this? The storm drew us here. What
There's
is
a guy
this?
down there who wants it. You should go get it from him.
Are you trying to bluff?
Yes.
Give me a bluff check.
I'm gonna roll a d20. Oh no, it doesn't work. Charisma's balls.
Okay, the storm is subsiding. The
That's
storm
hilarious.
priest is casting spells. We'll say 3 rounds of casting spells has happened. The living lightning is moving kind of closer to the two of you, and is looking back at the two of you. It is still chattering away in Orin, and Sparky beside you is trying to struggle to keep up with what it's saying. Sparky's worried. Sparky does not like the living lightning. He is enacting the old laws and says that elementals of elemental things have primacy over those things of elements, and because you're not truly of the storm, that you should back away. and bow down to a greater elemental. He says you are more water elemental than you are of the storm.
Right. 3 spells, huh?
He says he can turn you into pure water if he wants to. I don't think that's good for you.
Just step back there, Sparky. Let
The storm kind of... It got sucked into the temple.
Hey.
What trickery is this?
Says the storm priest as he's cracking off spells and moving towards you. The living elemental lightning thing is moving carefully towards all of you as well, and there is a draconic roar coming from inside. Do you speak draconic?
No. I do not. I do not. So spells, you say, huh? So, get 3 spells. Was that it, Marty?
Yeah, you had 3 rounds to cast between your yelling and.
Okay.
Between your yelling and crotch grabbing.
Okay. So,
I know it's 3 spells the storm priest has cast.
so we'll put up the.
He had that
energy.
one. Oh, you think? Keep track of your hit points for that spell?
Yeah, don't worry. So protection from energy. Let's put that up. Get out of here, Sparky. You're a little messy. Okay. Just that one. Then I have another spell for him. So he's put up his spells.
Yeah, I'm picking the last one. The last one will be something that causes them to grow large.
Okay. So I cast resist and protection from electricity.
Okay.
My 3rd spell is a greater dispel magic on him.
You guys were in the middle of the storm and kind of separated, so you have 3 defensive
so
spells
I can't
to cast.
do that.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Because you know that's happening.
he would have started casting on you if that would have happened. You guys were all.
Okay.
You could do it. You could do it at the beginning of initiative. How about that?
Sounds good. Okay, so my other one's going to be my invisibility greater.
Okay.
How close are we?
You guys are
Ability
180 feet away from the storm priest and half that distance away from the living lightning.
Okay. Sparky,
Sparky, say get the fuck out of here.
You don't have to
Sparky
tell
is
him twice. He just goes flying away. You notice the living lightning kind of turn towards Sparky for a moment and is looking at Sparky. The living lightning might chase Sparky. Roll initiative. Mark's evil giggles. I am doing the right thing when I get evil giggles from Mark.
I rolled a 3 on my initiative.
Oh shit, that sucks.
I just like it when it's not my character that's about to die.
All right, let me go to the initiative sheet. And
Sparky is...
find the Grizaak. What'd you roll, Grizaak? 3?
3.
Okay, and Sparky is a plus what?
Sparky's plus... his initiative is... Oof. Yeah, he needs to be updated. He's 2 levels behind. Initiative +7.
He's got a +7, and then what did he roll? Because he might.
Oh, roll for him separately.
Oh yeah, he might be chased by the greater elemental.
16.
16. Okay, we'll add the Storm Priest.
One of these characters took improved familiar. Can you tell which one?
He got a 13, and then the lightning, the living lightning. Has an initiative modifier of
Probably really high.
+11.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add Ymeri to the initiative list. He's got a +12 to his initiative. It's a 16. Do mythic characters gain their mythic rank to their initiative?
What rank?
I don't
Yes, they
remember.
do. They
I
do
don't remember.
at a certain rank, I think. I don't know if it's the first rank.
Okay. +12 is good enough for now, but I may need your help looking that up.
I'll look it up now.
Cool.
It's been a while since we played the Mythic.
It's been over a year probably.
I know they add their tier. I just don't know if that's at first level or, you get different things at different levels. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, for some reason. There we go. Need to sort. Go. All right, here is the initiative order.
Grizaak's last.
Ymeri, Sparky, the Living Lightning, and then the Storm Priest, then Grizaak. So Ymeri says, you hear this booming voice in Draconic. I don't know if you speak Draconic.
Nope.
Grizaak?
I'm yelling.
Okay, so
Sorry to interrupt, Marty.
Yeah.
Second tier, they add at second tier, they get to add their tier to their initiative.
Oh,
Don't tell us what his initiative modifier is, because now we'll know what tier he is.
yep. So his initiative base is +16 then. Sparky, how fast can Sparky fly?
He's 2 levels behind.
It's still
Right now. Sorry?
Yeah, over 9,000. Yeah.
He's flying at 100. He flies at 100 feet perfect.
Okay, so he's flying. He's 400 feet away from Grizaak, plus the distance where he was already. So he's 400 feet in that direction. Great.
Yeah, and he can just go hide and bluff us.
Well, not after a full run. He full runs away. The living lightning flies at
Probably 120.
I think it's like an air elemental.
If it's a huge air elemental, then it's 120, I believe.
The living lightning flies at 100 perfect.
It's the Sparky.
So he is 660 feet away from Grizaak. So times 4 run puts him at 60 feet, basically behind Sparky. Apparently, he's going to teach the little elemental a lesson.
You just come around, Sparky. I'll be done with him by the time you come back.
The Storm Priest. He is wielding. Let's have a look-see. Grizaak's invisible, right?
Greater invis.
That's a problem. And greater invis, you're what level?
13th.
So 13 rounds of greater invis.
Yep.
That's a huge problem. We need to get rid of that. So he casts a spellcraft check.
Okay. 27.
27, he cast Invisibility Purge.
Okay.
There's this massive field around him. And then
Right.
he begins to fly forward. And then he sees you. So he does a full-on fly.
10 feet away.
And
So these are 10-foot squares. He was over here.
oh right, 30. Give me a second. Let's redo that. So
He's flying, right?
yep. So his aura actually is only that big. And then he is flying, and he flies.
His aura's not that big. His aura's it's only 6 squares.
5 feet per caster level, and
Oh, it's 5 feet per caster level?
yep.
So each of these is 5 feet. Or each of these is 10, right?
Yeah. So he does it. He does a full fly, and his aura hasn't touched you yet.
Oh. Okay.
He's dipping down towards where he thought you were.
Okay.
Grizaak! Grizaak!
Grizaak is casting haste on himself.
The weapon that he pulled out as part of his move is a war scythe that is crackling with energy.
Kind of energy.
It looks like a mixture of multiple elements. You're going to stop and have a look?
No.
Okay. Fire, electricity, maybe. It might be cold. It's an impressive looking weapon.
He calls it the Four Seasons.
Come stay here, come stay forever!
as he threshes off your head. It's going to be called the Four Seasons, damn it.
Don't forget to fill out a comment card.
Fucking stupid. All right. Grizaak.
Grizaak is casting haste on himself, so now he travels at 90.
Okay.
Actually, no. One sec.
I hear you!
I'm gonna turn into a huge elemental.
What kind of elemental?
Or do I have to? Do I have to turn an air elemental? But the question is, do I have to be that size
Yes.
to get that speed? Okay, so huge air elemental, and then fly. I see what direction he's going. Fly, fly this way. Hold on. This is in 10-foot increments, right?
Yep.
So I fly at 100, which is, it would be 10 of these things. So 10, 20. So that's a move. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. 100. So 10. So 50, right?
100 is 50.
Yeah.
There we go. Still dealing with the jet lag. All right. And then
Why are you moving twice? You swift change?
oh, that's right.
Okay.
There, 50. Let's get Grizaak. Okay, there we go.
Where are you, Grizaak? Where are you? The gift is mine.
It is not time yet. You hear the voice booming from the monastery.
Who are you to deny me?
He kind of floats for a moment down towards there, and then now is looking around for Grizaak. Grizaak's still invisible. Sparky flies another 400 feet away, or is he going to try to hide along the slopes of the mountainside?
Let's just check his hide. I think he can like get around and try to hide. His stealth.
Okay, so he drops down along the side of the mountain, which is snow kind of flaking off of it, and dark crevices and shadows, and he's going to try to zip into a snowbank and hide.
Yeah. I don't see his stealth.
It would be on Grizaak's sheet.
Stealth. Actually, it is on Grizaak's sheet. The hell. Excuse me. Okay. Plus 10. You putz. Let's roll his stealth. 26.
Okay, you can add 9 for distance, and then 4 because the mountain range is pretty easy to hide in.
So 39.
39, and then next is the living lightning. We'll make a roll to see if it can see. It has a perception of 31.
Oh, really?
It rolls a nat 1.
Yeah, Sparky!
It saw Sparky sort of bob down, and it spins around just sort of like looking for Sparky, and then turns around and is looking up at where the priest is. The storm priest.
Where are you, Grizaak? Where are you?
He's going to fly to where you were, and then you notice that he channels some negative energy. When it doesn't quite reach you. He's looking around. You did move, and you're not stealthing, so he has a DC, and you're large. Huge. I'm going to say because you're air, this doesn't take a penalty. So you did move. Whoops. So he rolled an 18, and he has a plus 16. So 34. The DC of what is your
my stealth?
You cast a spell and you moved. So
I
your
cast a spell,
your
then I
stealth
moved.
is 0. Invisibility is plus 20. And then distance is 7 times 2, so 14, so 34, and he got a 34. So he's looking right at you at this point.
Okay.
Like he might be seeing some distortion in the air, and he is pinpointed in an invisible creature.
Okay.
Grizaak.
Casting haste.
Now you're casting haste. Okay.
Okay. Now let's have some fun. So,
13.
13 squares, which is going to be... Oh, boy. Help me with that. Help me with the math. I'm still tired.
So you're moving at 130, which is
130.
75 feet. No, 65 feet in this map.
So I went that way, and you know where I was. I'm going to go 65 feet. this way. Oh, but there's that bastard over there. Let's go
Yep.
over here.
Okay.
All right.
So you move back. The Storm Priest seems to be trying to find you.
Mhm.
And then what? Oh, you cast a spell and then moved.
Yep.
Our Ymeri doesn't do anything. None of you guys are approaching him, so he's not doing a thing. Sparky keeps his hiding position. The living lightning comes flying back over at 50, and then it's going to have a look around to see if it could see. And it spots Grizaak and says something very harshly in Orin. You can tell that it's now hostile towards you, and the presence of another elemental has enraged the living lightning.
I'll deal with you in a second.
He moved and then looked. Okay, Storm Priest. Storm Priest is flying forward. 30 and it's a 30. And he is going to cast a spell as your world erupts in fire, Grizaak.
Did he spot me?
No, he's just going to blanket the area with such a great amount of fire that it's going to actually tag you.
What's he casting?
DC of the spell is
Spellcraft. 25.
okay. You did see him take out a scroll to do this.
Okay.
25. You don't know what spell it is.
Okay.
As
Just wondering because these spells that are usually like Firestorm or something like that usually need to have a height of how high they go off the ground. They're not usually a spot in the air.
Yep, the area of this one is 2 10-foot cubes per level. And this is a 16th level scroll. So there's a lot of cubes of fire, and he knew what direction you were in. So basically from where you were, there's a snake of flame that ends up touching you just on the corner of where you are, and this does
Reflex save?
yes, 16d6 of fire.
No, this is a versus spell.
Is a reflex save versus a spell, and because it casts from scroll, the DC is only, well, 22.
And I get a bonus from being an air elemental.
I don't know if your dex.
Yeah, there is a dex bonus from being an air elemental. I have to get that. 1 sec. Be 1 sec. Okay, and it's elemental body.
You're not getting the prize, Grizaak, and neither are you.
Is what he yells at the elemental, and the elementals.
You're both gonna die.
Where the hell are you, domain? Sorry, I just need to get the elemental. Yeah, elemental body 4. From this thing, I am getting plus. Here, plus 6 to dex.
So a plus
Fly
3.
is 100. I get 120 feet fly perfectly. So right now I'm moving at 150 feet. So I'm actually
No, you
moving
get up
much.
to that depending on what your form is.
No, air elemental. You also gain fly 120 feet perfect.
Oh,
That's
it
part
just
of
says that?
Elemental body, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I should actually be further.
Okay, well,
Right.
move further next time.
No problem. Oh, that's cool. But I get plus 3, so 17. Okay. 25.
Okay, so you
have
take
a-
half, so you take 30.
I have a ring of evasion.
A ring of evasion. Okay, so you evade it. You bob in and out of the firestorm.
Which I got from the air, which I got from the air elemental.
The Storm Priest, that was his go. Grizaak, what is your retort?
Dispel magic greater on the fellow over here.
On the Storm Priest?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a bunch of popping of nullification magic all around him. He's looking very worried.
Let me check. Let me check the range. The range of the spell magic. 100 feet plus, so I can do it for 230 feet away.
Okay, I have now ordered his spells in order of level.
230 feet away. This is 10 foot squares.
Yeah.
We're 1,000 feet away.
No, you're
So 10 foot squares.
You're 200 feet away. You're fine.
We're fine. Okay, so cast.
You said medium, right? 10. Yeah, you're within 200 feet of him.
Okay, so cast greater dispel magic greater on him, and then so I'm moving at 75 feet, correct?
Yep. Dispel magic greater. What caster level are you?
13. No, 14. Because of I have another Iron Stone.
Okay, you can dispel up to 3 of his spells.
Okay.
This is not an area. You're going targeted dispel.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a single roll. D20 plus your caster level.
29.
You just dispelled 3 spells of 18th level caster.
Uh-oh.
Or lower. All right, his righteous might, immediately he shrinks down to medium size, and some other spell that was affecting his entire body went away. So that's 2, so he's small. Now the next 2 spells he has are fly and protection from energy, electricity. They're both 3rd level. So give me a D2. We'll go in alphabetical order of which one you dispel.
1.
His fly spell is gone. I believe there.
He gets it's a feather fall down.
Yeah, so I believe the fly spell has this built in, where he does get to drift down.
I think it's only for a round, and he falls 60 feet. So he's 600 feet up. He has a problem.
The subject floats downwards for 60 feet per round for 1d6 rounds. I'm going to roll this behind the DM screen, and I've got a single die out in front of me, and I'll point down to it when something happens. And there it is. Okay. So he is drifting down. I'll put little reminders that...
Good for you.
I'll put 6 just because. Okay. Storm Priest. No, that was Grizaak, and you're still invisible because you've got greater invis. Ymeri has done. You guys can fight outside the temple all you want. You're not getting the gift. Sparky continues to hide. The living lightning. Enraged at the other elemental hiding in the air, and it flies up and is looking for you. You cast a spell and move, which means you have 20 plus distance, which is 12, 13, so 33. It sees you and will double move towards you. It is pissed off that another elemental came here. It doesn't like you. Storm Priest begins to drift down.
Okay.
He drifts down 30.
30?
Oh, well, 60 feet, but...
Oh, okay, sorry.
Can you do that thing where you expand and whip him around?
No, I'm gonna do something a little better. I'm gonna cast Disintegrate on him.
Well, it's not your turn. He sees where the other elemental and you are, and he understands his own spell. So I think as a move action, he pulls out a wand.
Yep.
I think he has to. He doesn't know when the drifting
He doesn't know
wears
when it's
off.
gonna
Exactly.
stop.
He's going to cast Fly on himself via the wand again. So he stops his descent.
Dude,
Grizaak.
guess what spell is not going to be particularly high level on this guy?
Grizaak, what are you doing?
Um,
The living lightning is kind of approaching you. You can move around him without AOs because unless he's got crazy feats.
well, I
because he
can
can't
just
see you.
do my disintegrate.
Yeah, you can.
Aye.
What is the range of disintegrate?
Pretty damn far. Disintegrate is. Let's see. I think it's 100 plus. It's 200 and actually it's 240 feet for me.
Okay, and he is 240 feet. Okay, a green beam fires out from the Grizaak towards the priest or towards the living lightning.
Let's hit the priest.
All right, his
He's probably thinking, you bastard.
Cause fuck you.
his touch AC is I don't know, like 14. No, 16.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So 10. Okay.
Grizaak! Nat
I
20,
roll a
critical
nat
threat. Critical threat with the disintegrate. Okay, roll to confirm that.
Critical hit because I have a plus 17 to hit.
Is that including size?
That's including my size from plus 3
Yep.
being above.
Okay. What is the DC of your fort save?
Ooh, that's a good question you asked me there, Marty.
He
Spell
is a
crit.
priest.
Yep.
What's actually what's actually kind of cool is that this is the same spell specialization that I have.
I'm not sure what that means.
Spell specialization gives you plus 2 caster levels.
Okay, that'll help. That'll help with damage. It won't help with your DCs.
So
That-
I have a
that's-
plus 1 caster level, so 14. So my DC for this is 18 plus. Is this an evocation?
No, it's a transmutation.
Oh, for balls sakes. So
six-
18 plus
6.
6, 24.
Do you have spell
What's
focus?
your
24, huh?
yeah? What's your reflex?
Okay.
That's a scary number.
Grizaak is what he's yelling. He's got his four seasons in one hand, which is the scythe, and the wand in the other. As he was drifting down, Grizaak just kind of peeks around the elemental. Green beam flows out of your elemental hand. Ah! He tries to twist away from it because he knows it's bad. Green beams are just bad. Don't get hit by green beams. He only has a fort save of plus 13. And you said your DC was what?
24, but I feel it should be a lot higher than that.
Does 19 make it?
No, it does not make it.
All right, so he failed the fortitude save. Let's roll the percentile on the crit.
That's a lot of damage. Wow.
D100. Come on,
If-
fun
if-
stuff.
Come on, amazing crit.
75.
75 is a critical hit deck, which means we go to the crazy spell critical hit deck. Oh, spell crit, D52.
We don't see these too often.
Nope.
No, we do not.
This is very exciting.
3.
It doesn't matter because with this one, with the spell deck, it doesn't matter. Could be good, could be bad. Doesn't matter.
Come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it
It's called Power Surge.
Okay.
Critical +1.
Boom, boom, boom.
to me. So that's 3 times.
3
Yes.
times damage.
So
So,
that's
the spell crit?
90 d6, dude. That's
90d6.
So what is your caster level?
My caster level is 14.
14. Okay, so that means 28d6.
Well, 14
Times 3.
plus no spell specialization makes it plus 2.
You
I am
specialize.
14. I'm at spell specialization
Yeah.
disintegrate.
You have that feat?
Yes, the next. Well, I can't switch. I was gonna switch it to chain lightning, but I can't because it's not. I'm odd level.
Okay.
When I'm even level. Then
So
it switches.
so your caster level's 13, and you add 2, so it's 15.
But I had 2, right?
Yep.
15, and then I have an iron stone that increases my caster level. Period.
So 16 times 3. You now get
No,
to
no,
roll.
no, 16 times 2.
That's right.
times
16
3.
times
32.
2 is 32d6 times 3. You get to roll 96 d6. I don't even think Modron Bot has that many dice. You might have to break it up.
Okay, let's try it.
96 d6.
344 damage.
Fucking stupid. Whoa! You end up just kind of going right through him, creating an X. There's just this dust that goes all over the place. His armor, the flaming, sparking scythe, and his magical equipment basically falling, and you have eradicated a high-level storm priest, and his gear is being thrown to the wind.
It should be falling straight down.
No, it's catching the wind. It's hitting the side of the mountain.
Go get it, buddy. Go get it.
It's gone.
Well, actually, I didn't move yet.
No, you cast a spell and then
Go grab the stuff.
I'll be back in a second. I go around him. I fall. Do I descend at twice the speed?
yes, but we're just kind of keeping it the same speed.
Okay, so 75. Actually, yeah, Grizaak will go over. Actually, no, Grizaak is gonna fly over here. Actually, he's gonna fly up. Fly up. By 70 some feet.
Okay.
That was 30. I have another 45 to go.
Oh, do I have to expose more of the map? Yeah.
Yeah. Do I see where most of his stuff falls?
No, you just tumbled a bunch of his stuff off the side of a mountain.
So I have to mess with this guy now.
You can go searching for it later.
Yeah, that's true. So I have another 45 there.
If he had a body, he'd be floating down, but the fly spell was on him. So yeah, you dropped him to like negative. I don't know. You did 200. What was the total damage? 344. I think that's close to the. That's probably the most damage anyone has dealt in this campaign so far, and we've been playing for over 100 games. So yeah, that is
remarkable.
Yeah. All right, so you leave the vicinity of the living lightning.
Question? Do I hear a ooh out of the storm?
No, the storm hisses at you, and then moves.
No, I don't mean the storm. I mean the stormy storm.
You do not hear the voice of the storm anymore when it got sucked up into the temple. You don't feel its presence.
I hope you saw that.
Okay.
It's right between the eyes.
Grizaak talking to himself is not a strange thing. And perhaps appropriate? Not sure. Next is Ymeri. He doesn't do anything. Sparky stays hidden for now. The living lightning can see you. Yes. And is going to charge and hit you.
Okay.
Or try to.
Mischance.
Yep. Hits AC 46 with his slam.
Yeah, it hits.
And hits.
Yep.
The slam, and you've got electricity.
Yep.
Okay, there's a slash from the air that does 24 damage, and he does an additional 19 damage from his electrical.
19 is 24 damage, and 19 is off my 120.
No, 9 is off your one.
Oh, there's only 9?
Yeah, 9 electricity.
Oh, okay, so 111.
And it keeps on saying the same thing in Orin, which you do not know. It's chastising you for some reason. I think we go all the way around to Grizaak. No, it's Storm Priest, dead. His gear, because it's so high up, is still falling. Some of it's being scattered by the wind, the other pieces are falling. Grizaak, what are you doing?
Okay, so this thing is right here. There's so many things I can do to this asshole. Grizaak's going to fly away. Let's go this way. Let's go to here.
Okay.
The
elemental's searching around for you, and we've kind of established if you move.
We're gonna fireball his ass.
Okay.
With a this is an empowered rod.
What's going on, Torqued? Wait.
No, this isn't. It wasn't summoned. this thing is around. An empowered is using rod. An empowered fireball. Yeah,
Okay, you rip off an empowered fireball. It is
so
not.
the DC for this is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24.
Okay, it takes half.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, so 10d6, 30, so 45 becomes 22.
22 damage. Okay. It's like he's trying to fly through the fireball. That seemed to anger him a bit. Ymeri doesn't do anything. Sparky is going to slowly start moving to where he saw one random bit of gear fall. Sparky got the sense that Grizaak desired the gear and is gonna go towards.
Ooh, the little dwarven, the greedy dwarf got in there.
Yeah, the glittering things. It's hard to get that out of your system.
The Grizaak.
The Grizaak. Living Lightning is going to charge at the Grizaak.
Yep.
We saw where the fireball came from. Ooh, he gets +1 from above this round.
He's gonna hit. Well. Yes. Oh, mischance.
AC 45 and miss because of the invisibility.
Yep.
Grizaak?
No, let's do this a couple more times. Let's see, 75.
So you're basically flying away and fireballing, and he's coming in to attack you. How many times are you doing this this tactic?
I'm gonna do this once more.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna switch my tactics.
All right, give me your fireball roll.
So, give me a sec. That is.
He makes a save.
3. That's 10d6.
This creature is very agile and seems very much at home in the wind.
32, 46, 23.
23 damage.
Yep.
45 damage. You're injuring it. Then it charges into you.
Okay. Do I get a sense of its touch, AC?
It's really quick, despite its size.
Okay.
Drakester. The living lightning charges Grizaak in elemental form, and is going to try to grapple.
Oh wait,
it's going to
I
try to
have
grapple you.
DR. Sorry, I completely forgot about this. As an elemental, I have.
It's trying to grab you.
Drakester, you missed. The Grizaak single-handedly killed the Storm Priest with a natural 20 on a disintegrate roll.
Yeah, it was 96 d6.
47 on the mischance. It failed to grab you.
Did it actually hit me?
42 CMB.
42. Probably, yeah. Grizaak probably could grab.
Yeah, right. It's trying to grab Grizaak, and failed because the invisibility.
Okay, so no, because I think I would take some hit points back. That's the only reason I'm saying that. In the elemental body form, you get DR5. So I only
you got whapped
did
once or twice.
Once. So I only have 19 damage.
Sure.
Okay. No, it's important for Grizaak because it's 24% or so.
Oh yeah, the winner of this gets the pie, I guess.
So Grizaak's gonna step away from this thing and cast freedom of movement on himself. Here. Let's take that off my list.
Okay, it angrily follows you. This is the 7th round of combat.
Yep.
It tries to smote you from the air. It hits. It hits.
Okay.
So you're saying you have 5 DR.
DR5.
2d8 plus 10 minus 5.
No, sorry.
12 damage total, and
Minus 12 damage.
11 off your electrical protection as it comes in and claws the air that is your form right now.
12, it becomes 31.
He kind of grabs some of your essence and goes, "Grosha," and like blows it away and angrily turns to the rest of you.
Sure. Yeah, this guy's gonna really hate me. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna step away from him and try our hand at a disintegrate on him. Now,
Okay. You go flying back from him as he's tearing into you, and you force you call upon your sorcerer's might to conjure forth a green beam, which goes darting through the windy sky.
okay, so let's see. Actually, I want to be a little bit above him, so I get a plus
Sure.
one from above. So let's see. 3.
I've copy pasted his touch AC. I'm going to hit enter once you roll your attack roll.
So 9. 9 plus 7, so 16, 17, 18. Yeah. 29.
Touch AC 19. Green beam
Okay.
lances right into his body. He then has to make a fort save.
Yeah, the fort save for this is...
He's got a plus 18 to his fort save.
Yeah, this is a good one. So plus 2, plus 3 to my caster level.
No, wait. Plus 16 to his fort save.
I thought his touch would be higher too, actually.
18.
He gets a 32, which means I think he made his save.
Yeah,
so
I think
you
he
do,
does, because I have 6.
You still do 5d6 points of damage to him.
5d6 points of damage. Only 5d6.
He sort
It's
of
been 5d6.
he turns sideways and the beam goes lancing off of him, and
11.
He is injured.
Not only is it only 5d6, it was a shit roll too.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Westerly Grizaak.
Good.
He charges at you. He's going to try to whap you again. He does so. Hitting.
Okay.
The net is 2d8 plus 5, 15 damage after DR,
Okay.
and 9 off your electrical protection.
Okay, 1 sec.
He really needs to see you.
9.
Yep.
So 91. And how much damage? 15. So 46. Okay. Wait.
You talk too goddamn much.
And we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around
You kind
this
of
time.
fly around him.
No, you can't. Yeah.
He's searching and hunting for the invisible thing. His perception's just too high.
No, see, he's probably immune to all this stuff. Yay. Okay. Well, fireball is always fun. Oh, wait. I could do that. No, you know what? It's fine. Just fireball. Empowered.
Okay, he makes a save.
Yeah, that's fine. What he doesn't know is I have 2 rods of empowered.
The power of fire compels you. The power of fire compels you.
30, 45, 22 damage.
Nice, 78. Okay.
How's he doing?
He is not bloodied. You are injuring him, though. You notice him look down towards the monastery at this point. He's kind of tired of this fight, and he's going to go down towards the monastery.
Get him, dragon. Get him, dragon. Okay, Grizaak's going to hit him with a disintegrate. Because that's just funny.
You're gonna fly down and hit him as a disintegrate as he's going away. All right.
Yeah.
As the elemental
That's
is
right.
bravely running away, Grizaak drops
Thanks for
down.
joining us, Torqued. Hope you join us again.
Grizaak drops down, and
It
you're gonna
was
hit him
nice
with
having
a.
you. Hey, good night, Torque.
Good night, Torque.
So I need to touch him plus hit him.
Touch AC plus 16 on his
Roll a 1, roll a 1, roll a 1.
32 makes it 5d6. You lance the beam off of his back for 15 damage.
Wait, did he double move? Okay, he double moved. Okay.
He looks back up at Grizaak. He's gonna use
There's
one of
plenty more where
his.
that came from.
He's gonna use one of his daily powers to lightning bolt Grizaak.
Reflex save.
Yep.
Wait, do I get a reflex save every time he hits me, or does it automatically do damage?
No, you get a reflex save.
No, every time he was punching me.
Oh yeah, those energy attacks are part of his fist or his claws. This you could evade.
Reflex save 26.
Yeah, you evade. At this point in time, way back down in the citadel, Zeta, you were looking out the window, like you were wandering around the castle. You were waiting for the diplomat to get back, YX, and Grizaak just took off. So you were actually looking for Grizaak. Some servants told you he went in there, and you notice that there's like this open window, and like the wind is blowing things around in the chamber, and you look out, and you look up, and you can see this big-ass storm, kind of like getting sucked up by the peak of the mountain. You're muted, Mark.
Oh my. Grizaak, what have you done now? She hurries back to the party's room.
You're from way, way far.
Are you hurrying back via spell, or are you hurrying back like wandering?
She doesn't trust teleportation spells in this place.
Okay.
So she's gonna hurry.
Okay.
Might have a spike here.
She hurries her butt back to the room, and Widget's playing with it like some sort of like shadow cantrip off in the corner. Murgovane looks like he's picking his teeth after attacking a plate full of something that was bird-like. Renee is fixing arrows, or like
Fletching arrows.
No, he's probably like waxing his bow or something like that.
Wax on.
Cade is meditating, and Zira is talking idly with Murgovane.
Okay.
Zeta comes rushing into the room.
We have a problem.
Cade snaps out of his meditation. Widget dismisses the spells and has a look. Murgovane just grabs a sword, which is leaning against the table nearby. Zira stands up, and Renee finishes stringing his bow, and is now just looking at Zeta.
Let's line up for fly spells while I explain.
It is the Grizaak, is it not?
It is the Grizaak. Once again, he is in... There's a great storm above the citadel.
Merde.
Whoops.
He is...
And of course you won't believe me. He's like, I was just going for a talk. And
she'll start with a communal protection from lightning, because it is a storm.
Okay, so I'm just going to add the party to the initiative sheet. Party. And you can call that... You saw the storm get sucked up, and then you ran back to your room, and then on the 7th round, you cast communal protection from lightning. Are there any other... Can you quicken this? Are there any spells that the others are casting? You probably should put them...
No, she can't quicken it. It's 4th level.
Okay, and then Murgovane and Zira and Widget can all cast. So
Yep.
Start adding their the spells to their tokens. I will actually move all the tokens to the
Other sheet.
to the mountaintop
Other map.
monastery. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are... This represents you guys way, way, way down on the other side of the mountain. Now, you can't actually see what's going on, but the big storm getting sucked up into the top of the mountain, that was a thing that was visible from the great distance away. So party is effectively going to go last. Are you married? Doesn't do anything this round. Sparky quietly is now sitting on top of one piece of random gear from the... kind of half chasing it down like a mountain size as it's sort of like flapping in the wind.
Strong.
Okay, Sparky's pinned it to the mountainside and is just waiting for his master Grizaak. You feel a great sense of accomplishment from your familiar bond. The living lightning, however, is not giving you compliments as you tried to disintegrate him.
Yes. Twice.
It jets. It's gonna lightning bolt you again, and then jet downwards towards the monastery.
Okay.
We can't quite see that it's not affecting you, so.
I'll do my reflex save.
Mm-hmm.
It was 28.
Yeah, you evade that lightning bolt.
I'm gonna fireball his ass.
How many fireballs do you have?
Oh, fireballs? I'm a sorcerer.
Oh, okay. All fireballs. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And you saw how I prepare my my prepared casters.
He makes his save.
Okay. Fireballs. I have 4 left. That's 10d6. Empowered is 18, so 54
54 becomes 27.
becomes 27.
7 is 100. 120. He is now bloodied.
Holy fuck.
Where you going? The party's getting started.
He's descending down towards the buildings. You can see, like, at the top of this tower right here, there is a square opening, perhaps like a sun well, or a weird chimney for the building below. And you do see that he's heading towards that opening. The opening's right here. Are you Ymeri, or the voice from within doesn't say anything or do anything. Sparky isn't quite yelling, but you know he's excited because he's got something good for you, Grizaak. The living lightning. I think we skipped Grizaak.
No,
you just didn't move.
him.
You fireballed and didn't move.
I
Okay.
moved. No, I moved down.
Okay. It's his turn again then.
Yeah. Wait, no, he moved. I fireballed him. He moved. He didn't say anything. That guy didn't do anything. So it is my turn again.
Okay, Grizaak.
Yeah. So before he moved, I would have gone another thing at him. I don't have anything that can do more damage than that. Son of a bitch. Seriously, guy. And I don't think he has any more any magic on him. I mean spells, but okay. Fuck it, let's fireball his dumbass again. Actually, question: lightning arc. Can I do that on? Can I lightning arc just on him, or do I need 2 targets? I'm just waiting for the spell to come up, and I'll read it for you.
No, please don't read it. I'll read it. Targets 2 creatures or objects which must be no more than 60 feet apart. So he is close enough to the side of the mountain that you could lightning arc him.
Okay, let's lightning arc his dumbass. So that is 13. So 5. What's his reflex save?
He gets a 32.
Oh crap. 18 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 5 is 9. 27. No. No, he makes it.
Okay, damage.
13, 14, 14d6. 51. Just 25.
Okay. He doesn't even flinch from the
Oh shit! No,
electrical
sorry.
spell.
Oh, fuck. I'm an asshole. I have elemental spell as my feat.
Did you
Give me fire?
Did you prepare it that way?
This is sorcerer. I just use a higher level spell.
Okay, it's a full round action, which means you don't move.
It's a full round action.
You're using a meta magic.
To apply a meta magic feat to a spell, it changes into a full round action.
The only exception is quicken.
Sorry, because that's what was happening in my mind.
That's fine. That's fine. You can do that. It is one. What is it? 2 levels higher.
No, I think it's 1. I'm checking the trigger right now.
Okay.
Spells, elemental.
So you were changing the arc of lightning to a fire arc of fire, and he made a save.
It's a +1.
It's a +1,
plus
so
one
you
level
burned
increase.
a 6 level spell, and you basically 5-foot stepped, which is nothing on this map.
Yep.
And yeah, this is a long range spell, and he took half, so 25 fire damage. It looks like he is now fleeing from you. He does an all-out run to the top of the temple. Actually, he can fly down there with a single move. So he flies to the top, and he's looking into the opening, and then he moves into the inside the temple.
And all you hear is Sonic.
No!
Hey, I softened him up
You,
for
you you can see the crack, like he's giving off light. You can tell that he's down there.
I see where Sparky is.
Party. You could sense where Sparky is. You know he's somewhere over here in the shadow of the mountain, kind of underneath constant spraying snow that is
Okay.
drifting down. The party all gets a bunch of spells.
Yeah, we're going to continue to cast spells because we just. I think only Zeta can cast. Zeta and Mergovin can cast Fly on himself. He doesn't really have enough to go around. Zeta's going to have to dole out the fly spells.
Okay, let's have a look to see if Widget can cast Fly on himself.
Or would Widget cast Fly on Cade and let him go?
He does prepare one fly spell.
Okay.
Widget?
Does Mergovane fly?
Mergovane can cast Fly on himself. He just doesn't have a lot of those spells to go around.
Hey,
Doesn't
so
somebody have a cape?
can
Doesn't
I?
somebody have a cape that lets him fly?
Say
Did we
again?
forget about that? Somebody has we picked up a cape that lets somebody fly for like 10 rounds a day or something like that.
Yeah, 10 rounds a day isn't what you want to be doing when you're this high up.
We're looking for fly spells. Getting to the side of a mountain is better than not being able to get there at all. Just saying.
Well, it depends how much you're fighting.
Is it Zeta that has that cape?
I don't know. I think it was Mergovane that actually has it.
I don't think so. I think Mergovane's sitting... Unless it's one of those things you gave him when I wasn't here.
Or was it actually? No. I think it might have been Renee. Renee got a sweet item. Shoulders gift
Let's
from Cloak of
see.
Valentine.
Renee.
No, it's not on him. But you guys remember we were fighting? We got it from the guy who dropped down from the Manicores.
You're thinking
Yeah, the
Arlen's
hammer?
group.
Yes.
Oh, that's Arlen's group.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry, fuck.
So many characters.
Sorry.
So Widget's got to fly. I don't know who he's casting it on though.
I think Widget is going to cast it on Cade. So he can go.
Cade still needs spells. Cade's looking for like a bark skin or something. Cause
You know what? Widget's a little selfish. He's gonna cast the fly on himself.
Okay, he wants to get in there, he can get in there. If that's the kind of selfish he wants to be, go for it, buddy.
Cade's gonna take his mutagen.
Yeah, you could have done that on last round.
Yeah, you got.
He doesn't have anything else.
2 rounds.
Okay, so just add it because you could have done that last round.
I did, yeah.
What are we doing? Says Renee. Where are we going?
We are going to go find the Grizaak and mitigate any damage he's caused.
I see. Trying to use a fly spell. I have a potion of fly. Should I be drinking this?
Yes.
Okay.
Drink it.
He drinks a 6-level potion of fly.
Margovane's gonna.
I can climb.
Not quickly enough. Mergovane's gonna cast Bark Skin on Cade because he's crying about it.
Shut up.
Okay.
Can you add that to your token.
Zira
Is
has
it +4?
2 rounds of spells.
+5.
Oh, sweet.
Well, I don't know what your natural armor enhancement is.
Don't
but
have anything.
okay, then it's a flat out +5.
Nice. Nice.
Zeta is going to cast Fly on Zira.
Okay. She also cast a shield on herself. It looks like she cast Shield of Faith and Shield.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, okay, I'll put them both on. Shield, different bonuses. Shield and Fly.
And Ouija, I think Ouija spins his ring and turns invisible. And grabs Zira's hand. Okay, Ymeri. There will be no violence here.
Oh, you do not know the Grizaak, do you?
Do you understand, Elemental? Hush, 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 hush. Sparky is excited. He wants you to come see what he's got for you. The living lightning elemental. You don't know what it's doing. You could still target it though. You could tell. You could see where its light is.
Oh, it's gonna come out. Grizaak's gonna come a little closer.
Okay.
Just a little closer, 'cause I can fly faster than you, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna ready a fireball for his dumbass when he comes out.
Okay. So you're readying a fireball. Another round of spells from the party.
Okay, Zeta needs to fly herself.
Ymeri, it is not yet time, Elemental, to bestow the gifts of the gods. Hush, 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 hush. Yes, the voice in the storm has a gift here. Sparky?
Just hang out.
Living lightning. Hush, 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 hush. The Grizaak. Yes, there are many who have come here. It is not yet time. Living lightning, you can see, looks up at where he thinks you are and moves off to the side. You can no longer see him.
That's a good choice.
Grizaak, what are you doing?
We'll keep that ready. Ready to go.
Okay, you're keeping that ready? Are you floating down a little bit?
He said he moved to the side, right?
Yeah, you can no longer target him through the opening in the ceiling. The opening in the ceiling is big enough for you to squeeze through.
I'm actually gonna move over to the side where I think he moved to. See if he's gonna try to escape from somewhere. That son of a bitch ain't going anywhere.
Okay, you actually don't see him, but you see Ymeri. Ymeri is a greenish gold-skinned, heavily horned half-dragon, clawed feet and clawed hands, and you can see holding in one hand is an orb that has the voice in the storm in it. You can tell by looking at it that you're looking at the power of the voice in the storm. He just seems to have it in his hand, the storm swirling around angrily in the orb. His golden eyes do glance up at you as if he had no problem seeing through your invisibility. Great wings spring from his back.
Oh, hey.
There is this like stare, like he's staring through you.
I couldn't care less. He's like, hey, he's so small. He's tiny. I don't know why he's such a problem.
He's in a stare down, Grizaak. We're now at 4 rounds of the party's spells.
I think everybody can just
Take off now. They can fly. We can be flying up as we're.
Murgovane is the only one who'll be a little bit behind because he's casting Fly this round. And he will...
Okay, so
We could have. Yeah, I think fly was the first thing up.
the
No, Fly was not the first thing up.
the mount. So